Okay, we're joined by Christian Okoye, former NFL running back, dropping on by the Brian Noe Show to talk some ball. Christian, how are things going, man? How are you doing these days?
I'm great, man. Can you hear me?
I hear you great. You sound like you have almost like a James Earl Jones type voice, like this booming voice. That sounds great, loud and clear today, Christian.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you, man. I sound like that because you know what? Next week, we're going to the Super Bowl and we're going to win.
That's right.
Why.
Okay. So that's where the bass and the soulful nature of your voice comes from. It's the Super Bowl birth of the Chiefs over there. That's what it is?
It's the confidence. The confidence. Yes, it's there.
I love it. I love it. What would you say? What are some of the things that you love most about this Chiefs team?
Man, I tell you what, the thing I love the most is their confidence, the fun they have on the field. I mean, Andy Reid just, enjoys having these kids and allows them to just be creative and have fun, enjoy themselves because after all, it is a game. And once you allow players to be themselves on the field, they produce, and it's working.
Yeah, they look great, man. What would you say about Mahomes in terms of leadership, production, everything?
Man, his leadership is incredible at such a young age. Just watch last week when the fight was going to break out. He jumped in front of his teammates, preventing them from running on the field. It's a young guy, and he's just thinking maturely beyond his years. And everybody in Kansas City just love this guy, the way he carries himself. It's incredible, and I enjoy watching him play. It's like watching a kid in the backfield, in the park, playing with his friends.
Yeah, he does. He has that schoolyard feel to him. And, as a former NFL running back, I'm curious, what do you think of the rookie Clyde Edwards-Helaire? What do you think about the season he's had?
Oh, my goodness. Some people in Kansas City call him the mini Christian Okoye. He's low to the ground, and he never gives up. He runs very strong. He's got powerful legs. And every time he's on the field, if they want to use him, they're going to be successful, and he runs the ball extremely well, powerfully. I mean, I never met him, but they said he's a great guy, and I look forward to seeing him on the backfield with the Chiefs for long years.
For sure. I'm curious, too, because you were such a physical player. Like, how do you feel these days? Do you have bumps and bruises? How do you feel in general?
It's funny that you asked that. I wake up very sore every morning, of course, because of the way I played the game. I've had some surgeries to go with that, but, I'm alive, so that's all you can ask. And many people ask me, if you have an opportunity to do it again, would you do it again? Of course I would do it again. I do it again because very few people get the opportunity to play football. Many guys, hundreds of thousands of kids play in the college, and very few are selected to play in the NFL. And I was one of them, So if given that opportunity again in my next lifetime, I will seize it. I'll go for it.
I love your attitude. I love it. That's the right perspective, man, for sure. He's Christian Okoye, former NFL running back. If I had magical healing powers and I could snap my fingers and one area of your body would be just like you were 22 years old again, which area would you choose?
Well, first I will ask, can you make it about 5 areas maybe?
I would if I could. I only got one area. What would you say? What's the one you would pick?
It will be my spine. I've had 3 surgeries, so it will be my spine. If I have that back, that would be awesome.
Can you remember the hardest you were hit on an NFL field? Do you remember who did it?
Of course. I will tell you, many people will say the Atwater hit because it's so popularized and stuff, and he was mic'd up, but that wasn't it. The hardest hit I received during my career was going to Chicago, playing the Chicago Bears. And my good friend, Richard Dent, was the guy that I collided with. And Richard and I knocked each other out. You know, I remember getting up, walking back to my huddle, and Richard followed me. It was one of our linesmen, Tim Grunhard, that says, "Hey, Richard, your huddle is over there." You know, and it's so funny that he and I have that story to tell, and we never spoke about it until about a few years ago.
Wow,
you know, and
that's
we kind of
amazing.
laughed about it. Yes.
Yeah. And what a career he had also. So I can imagine that was quite the collision. Richard Dent and Christian Okoye, just boom. I can see why you knocked each other out. I can believe that one for sure.
And he's a big guy too. I mean, but Richard is a strong dude, man. He's a strong dude, big. He can run too. So he played both defensive line and also linebacker in passing situations at the time. So great athlete.
How about the other way around? Like, I don't know how you would kind of gauge who you hit the hardest, because you hit a lot of people really hard. Is there anybody at the top of the list that you just ran right over?
You know, I don't like to think about that, but I remember Ronnie Lott, and I remember Brian Bosworth, and a few other guys. Every game, I always have like 2 or 3 that after they tackle me, they kind of look back for a few seconds and say, "Wow, what did I just run into?" You know.
I'm sure you've seen that look a few times in your playing days. Absolutely. Like, what do you miss most about playing in the NFL?
I miss the locker room. I miss my friends. Although we still talk now, but not like when we played together. The friendship that I developed is incredible. So, you know, I'm blessed with that. And I also miss the Kansas City Chiefs fans, the Chiefs Kingdom. Although I still enjoy all their enthusiasm right now for the current team, I truly enjoyed them because they are the best fans in the world.
Where do you live now? How far away from Kansas City?
I live in Southern California now.
Okay.
Can't you tell it's sunny and warm out here?
Hey, you can't beat that. I hear you, man. Like that's got to feel good on the bones too, right? Like the wear and tear, I would imagine. Like my dad, he's had a couple of serious heart attacks, and the doctors are like, "Go somewhere warm." Like I would imagine it's somewhat similar for a physical former NFL player. The warm sun has got to feel good on the joints and the bones, I would imagine.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Although it gets a little chilly here in California towards the about this time. It gets chilly in the morning and the evenings, but I'll take it over Kansas City weather for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. I would definitely agree with you on that one. Christian Okoye, former NFL running back, Chiefs star, joining us here on the Brian Noe Show. When you look forward to the Super Bowl, what do you see when you watch Tampa Bay?
Oh, man. Tampa, you know, we played Tampa Bay earlier in the season, and we beat them over there in Tampa. But they are a better team now than they were when we played them. So we're gonna have them playing a lot better in the Super Bowl. But again, Kansas City Chiefs, we also improved. We kind of mastered some things that we were doing too. So they're a lot better to watch now than beginning of the season. So I look forward to the game.
How about, with Eric Fisher, the left tackle, getting injured? How do you feel about the Chiefs' offensive line that will be shorthanded against Tampa's D-line that they have a good pass rush? What do you think about that matchup?
Yeah, they do have a good pass rush, but fortunately we have a quarterback who can move around and avoid those rushes. So Mahomes knows exactly how to use the pocket. Even when it breaks down, he knows exactly how to use it. So that's my comfort right there. So I'm not worried about their pass rushing.
How about Tom Brady? Any worry about him? This is his 10th Super Bowl, known as the GOAT. What do you think about facing Brady?
You got to always worry about Brady. He's got the experience, and now, he's deep into the season. He's mastered the system they're using there in Tampa, so it's much better. Like I said, the first time we played against them and beat them, they had a lot of mistakes. He threw a lot of interceptions earlier in the season, but he's a lot better now with the system, and we got to worry about him because he's got the experience.
Okay, so I have to ask you just about you in general, right? Like, what keeps you busy these days? What type of projects, hobbies? What are you interested in?
Man, I do a lot. I'm the founder of the California Sports Hall of Fame. So we've been running that now for about 14 years. I also had my Christian Okoye Foundation, which I started when I was playing. And I moved about 60, 70% of it back to Nigeria to help the kids back there in Nigeria. So I have a youth club in Nigeria. Starting with soccer, we then will add football and baseball. So those things keep me busy.
Yeah, I'm sure that that's a lot on your plate for sure. That's awesome. You're doing great work. How long is the flight from Southern California to Nigeria?
Oof, I'm talking about 2 days. It takes sometimes it takes 25, 26 hours because you had to stop somewhere before make a connection. And the layover is always between 3 hours and 7 hours, you know. So it takes a long time to get there. But you got to go home. It's the home.
Oh, yeah, you got to get home for sure. But how do you feel when, like, you're not 5'5" and, like, 160 pounds, you know? Like, to get off a flight that long, I would imagine your body is talking to you pretty good.
Oh, yeah, your body always talks to you. You know, even when you're sitting in the first class, which is extremely expensive, but long flights like that, you have to be in the first class to have the leg room and move around. And, you know, I'm blessed to have all that.
Yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. How often do you make it back? Now, I know it probably changes with the pandemic, but in normal times, how often do you get back there?
You know, I used to go every year when I was in college and my earlier years in the NFL. But I haven't gone back in about 3 or 4 years now. So hopefully this year or next year, I'll go back and check out my kids and see how they're doing.
How many languages do you speak?
Well, I speak Nigerian and then I speak English. In school, we learned French, you know, but I've forgotten how to speak French now.
That's kind of like me with Spanish. Like, I learned a couple of things to kind of get through school, and I know like what baños means now. That's, I know a couple of words is about it, but yeah, I'm kind of like you. If you were to give us a Super Bowl prediction in your native language, what would that sound like?
Okay. Prediction. Oh man, it's kind of hard because in my language, you kind of mix my language and English every time you speak. So I will say that the Chiefs get Millie Tampa Bay next Sunday. My score, Gabo, 34-27.
Okay, I followed that pretty well. You've got Tampa winning. This is shocking. This is shocking. You're going to Tampa.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said Chiefs 34, Tampa 27. Come on, man. You don't want the Chiefs Kingdom to get on me now.
I know. We will not put that tweet out there, Christian Okoye. We will not do that to you. We will not. We'll not change your words over here. We know you're going with the Chiefs in this one for sure.
Of course. If you caught me, I'll bleed red. Chiefs red.
That's right.
So.
That's right. Chiefs red. Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's like a slightly different shade. Yeah, we got you on that. No doubt. Okay, before you go, Christian Okoye, we talk a lot about food on this show. Okay, so what is one of your favorite, more so like American dishes of food? What's at the top of the list?
Oh man, I have to think about Mexican food, because I don't think there are. Well, barbecue is American food, right?
There you go.
And Kansas City barbecue is the best. So every time I go to Kansas City, which is very often, I go to a restaurant, Jack Stack, and they have all my favorites. They have the bun ends, they have the beef ribs and all that. So I can eat Kansas City barbecue any day, every day.
Oh, I'm with you on that. When you go back, it's been a long time, but how do the younger fans embrace you, right, as being part of that franchise? Did they still... They're like, hey, Christian, do you ever run across like a 15-year-old who knows who you are?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. They come, because kids these days, they go on YouTube and they watch all Chiefs, things. So I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay. Chiefs these days, they go on YouTube and they watch clips of all the players, and they often send me a request to like their pages on Instagram and so on and so forth. So, yes, they do come up and talk to me and want to take photos and stuff, especially some of the kids that were named after me in Kansas City.
Oh, wow.
There's quite a bit of them. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. That's really cool. How 2021 is that? Instead of, hey, could I have your autograph? It's, hey, can you like my Facebook post? Like, that's great.
No, I know. It's quite different.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, hey, Christian, really appreciate your time, man. Thanks for coming on the show. And enjoy the Super Bowl for sure. I'm sure you will.
I will, man. I will. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. There he is, Christian Okoye.
Go Chiefs!
There you go. There it is. That's right. Chiefs, no doubt. Even though he took Tampa 34-27. I'm kidding. He didn't do that. You took the Chiefs 34-27. But I hope you have a great day, man. We'll catch you down the road.
All right. Thank you, my man. Take care.
You too. There he is. Christian Okoye, former NFL running back, starred with the Chiefs. That's a lot of fun, man.